If you've got negative items on your credit report, especially charge-offs, and it's holding you back from funding, then look, you're watching the right video. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to delete these negative items off your credit report permanently and legally using U.S. law. And look, the best part about it, I'm going to show you how to leverage AI to generate a bulletproof dispute letter so you can send it out and get these items deleted ASAP. So look, what I have here is an example of a charge-off reporting on a credit report. Whenever you're analyzing a credit report, I always suggest that you get a 3-bureau credit report. What is a 3-bureau credit report? It's any credit report that has TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax lined up side by side. On this, you're going to see everything that what TransUnion is reporting, everything that Experian is reporting, and everything that Equifax is reporting. The FCRA states that everything on a credit report must be 100% accurate, 100% complete, and 100% verifiable. So what does that actually mean? Everything on TransUnion must match up with Experian, must match up with Equifax. I'm talking about account type, account status, the balance, amount past due, date last active, date last payment. All the information should be lined up exactly the same. And if not, it's considered inaccurate and we have a right to dispute to get it removed from our credit report. So our goal right now is to find the inaccurate information, and it's going to be easy. How we're going to do that is look at each of these credit bureaus and see what does not match up. One thing that sticks out to me immediately is the date last active. The date last active down here. The date last active is just what it sounds like. It was the date in which the last activity was reported to the credit bureaus. And to be real, y'all, the date last active is the most important date on the credit report. Why? Because this date determines how long a negative item can be reported to your credit. There's something called the statute of limitation. The statute of limitation basically states that any negative item on a credit report can only be reported on your credit for 7 years. 7 years after what date? 7 years after the date of last activity. So let's take a look at each of the credit bureaus and how they're reporting the date of last activity. TransUnion is reporting April 8th, 2024. Experian is reporting March 1st, and Equifax is reporting April 8th. If the date of last activity is the most important date, and this determines how long this charge-off can be reported on your credit report, wouldn't it make sense that this information should be the same across all 3 bureaus? But it's not. So what is the correct answer? We don't know if TransUnion and Equifax are reporting the right date, or Experian is the right date, or the fact that they got them all mixed up. Maybe all 3 of them are all messed up. But guess what? That's not our responsibility to determine what the right date is. You know whose responsibility it is? It's the responsibility of each of the credit reporting agencies. They're slipping up. They're being sloppy with the reporting. So this is where we come in and leverage inaccurate information to get this account deleted from a credit report. Because remember, according to FCRA, anything on a credit report that is not 100% accurate, complete, and verifiable, we have a right to dispute and get the information removed from our credit report. Now that we found our inaccurate information, let's get into disputing. So now what we're going to do is create our bulletproof dispute letter, because I want everybody to delete their negative items off their credit report so their scores can boost. I want to make this as easy as possible. So what we're going to do is use ChatGPT. And if you're not familiar with ChatGPT, it's basically an AI software that's able to analyze documents. It can write letters, write emails. It can do a whole lot of things. But in this case, what we're going to have it do is write our dispute letter for us, so we don't even have to think about it, right? I created a prompt for you, so I want you to copy and paste this prompt into ChatGPT. It states, here is a screenshot of a credit account. Analyze it for discrepancies across credit bureaus, identify any inaccuracies, and draft a detailed dispute letter under 15 U.S. Code 1681EB, demanding deletion due to unverifiable and inconsistent reporting. The letter should be firm, professional, and compliant with the FCRA, instructing the bureaus to either correct the inconsistencies or remove the account entirely. What you want to do, now that's in here, you want to take a screenshot of that negative item on that credit report, and I want you to attach it. So in this case, I already have it screenshotted, so I'm going to drop it in here, and now it is attached. And because I thought that there was other inaccurate information on the credit report, I wanted to specifically highlight the date of last activity. So now that we have our prompt in and we've attached the screenshot of the account, I'm going to press enter and I'm going to let the magic work. Okay, look, this happens. I'm actually glad this happened because I saved it as a PDF. It's not showing up. I like to just copy and paste it again. Boom, copy it in here. And what I'm going to do is actually get a PNG version of it. So I'm going to drag it into here. boom. And now I'm gonna press enter. Sometimes that happens with PDFs with ChatGPT. So it's probably better that you have it as a PNG or a JPEG. And then boom. Now let the magic work. All right, cool. Boom, it's working, it's working, it's working. All right, cool. And this is literally being done within what has been like 30 seconds already. And I could tell this is a pretty good letter. It's citing the FCRA code that we're using. It gives us where we can put our information in, which credit bureau that we're going to send it to, everything. So look, it even has next steps, right? It says that you want to copy and paste this, create a letter. What I like to do is copy it into Google Docs, right? You're going to put your name, address, all the information in. And what I want you to do is send it to each of the credit reporting agencies, not just Equifax and Experian, not just Equifax and TransUnion. You want to send it to all 3 credit bureaus. And what does it finally say? Keep all copies of the correspondence, follow up after 30 days. You know what? I'm not mad at it, right? It gives a pretty good follow-up steps to be able to make sure that this account is going to be disputed appropriately. So let's actually do it. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to go to Google Docs. I'm going to create a new one, copy and paste it. Boom. I'm going to type in my name, address, all the right information. I'm also going to sign my name, my address, email, phone number at the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as a PDF. I'm going to print it out. I'm also going to get a copy of my ID, a copy of a utility bill or a bank statement or anything that has my name and my most updated mailing address and a copy of my social security card. I'm going to print all this out, put it in an envelope and send it out to each of the credit reporting agencies. You don't need to send it certified mail unless you just like spending more money, but it doesn't hurt. And also, like I said, I want to be able to make this as easy as possible for you. So I went ahead and listed out the mailing addresses on who you should be sending it to and where it should be. So we got Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Take note of these, screenshot it, write it down, do what you need to do. But this is going to be very important, especially when you're going down your credit repair journey. Now that you sent it out, what you're going to do is you're going to wait 30 days. The credit reporting agencies have 30 to 45 days to respond back. During this time, each of the credit reporting agencies are going to do one of 3 things. They're going to delete the account altogether, which is great, but they could also do these other 2. They could totally ignore us, which unfortunately common. The reason why the credit bureaus ignore people is because they know that 90% of the time when people don't get a response back or get an automatic deletion, people are going to quit and give up. But guess what? That's not what we're doing. We're going to continue disputing. So just like we said, the credit bureaus have different dates of last activity. What they could do is just update it so that they all match the same. What happens if they either ignore a dispute or simply just update it? What we can do is actually go back to our account. So here we are back at our account. What we can do, because we have already used the date of last activity, but guess what? There's more inaccuracies on this account. Look at the date of last payment. TransUnion is reporting June 13th. Experian is reporting June 13th, but Equifax is reporting June 1st. Look, you can't report 2 different dates. It's only one account. It should only have one date. So now, guess what? Round 2, we could use the date of last payment, the inaccuracies that are reporting on here. So now we're going to repeat the same process. We're going to create another letter. And instead of using date of last activity, we're going to use the date of last payment. So now we're going to send it out and we're going to wait 30 days again. Now, they could do one of the 3 things. They could delete the account off your credit report altogether. They could ignore you, or they could just simply update the information on the credit. So now what happens if they do it again? Guess what? We still have the payment history at the bottom. I'm telling you, there's so much inaccurate information on this credit report. The 2-year payment history, it breaks down the last 24 months of how each of the credit reporting agencies are saying how you paid on this account month by month, right? We see April, March, February, January, December, November, all the way for the last 2 years. So now let's take a look at August 2023. August of 2023 is saying that you paid on time and that you were 30 days late. How was that possible? This is one account. How are you late, paid on time at the same time? That's considered an inaccuracy, and that's something else that we could use on our next round to dispute to get this negative items off your credit report. And now, let's just say they ignore you again. What you can do is go to the CFPB, and we're going to have another video on how to dispute with the CFPB. The CFPB is basically the big brothers that make sure that TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax do what they're supposed to be doing to either update it or get it removed from their credit report. And a lot of times they just go ahead and get it deleted. So look, congratulations, you got to the end of the video. That's how you delete negative items from your credit report using 15 U.S. code 1681EB. This is not just some general template out there because templates simply don't work. This strategy works because the credit reporting agencies are legally required to report accurate and verifiable information on your credit report. If they can't, they gotta remove it. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, especially if you want more tactics and tips on how to improve your credit for funding. If you want me to personally help you get these negative items removed from your credit report without all the bumps, without all the studying, without all the trial and error, click the link in the description. Look, I'm gonna see you on the other side.